It's a big, big win for the hosts to end season 2025. Smiles all round, and so there should be, considering their back half of the year. 66 points to 10.
Yeah, it was, I'm not sure. There was a bit of a relief, really. But at the same time, it was just really pleasing to see the growth in the team, especially the last third of the year. And we could see it for a fair bit longer than that. But yeah, the emotion was, it didn't feel like it was over. That's what it didn't feel like. So, but at the same time, it was just really pleasing to see the players get some reward for the efforts that they put in for so many weeks. So, and something to build on for next season. The biggest thing for my message there was to make sure that we're really clear that it wasn't over. Our journey's continuing. And obviously to thank the players for their efforts for the year, the staff and that type of thing. But the biggest thing for me was just to make sure that we come back in good shape, ready to train and give ourselves our best opportunity to continue our improvement. So that was, that was really important for me to make sure the players were clear on that. Yeah, no, it's always good seeing the players sing the song, and I think it's really good, nice touch that we sort of get around and we sort of link arms in and around it now. So, little bits of like our culture evolving and that type of thing, and I know the players enjoy it and they enjoy wetting everyone. So, but it's it's always that's the feeling that we're all chasing. To get back in the sheds, knowing that they've given everything and to be able to sing that song. Yeah, it was one of enormous change, enormous growth. I think we can't underestimate, the personnel change we had. We had 10 terminations, especially early in the year, and there wasn't a lot of clarity, especially after the first couple of rounds in regards to what our squad was going to look like. And we had a little bit of work to do there, but I think that gave a lot of players that probably didn't think they were getting an opportunity. So, and they certainly took that. They learnt a lot of their lessons on the big stage in the NRL, which is a really, really hard thing to do. With that huge turnover of players, I think it gave a lot of our younger players an opportunity. So, Isaiah Iongi, we signed him to play fullback, and he'd had the one game at Penrith, so we had a really big, apprenticeship there, 60 cup games, and you get players like Sean Russell, so they certainly improved as the year went on. Will Penasini certainly improved as the year went on. Jordan Semrani got an opportunity. Charlie Geimer played a heap more games. I think he played 2 games last year. So, Kidione Katoga, he's up into double figures now with his NRL game. So he's certainly a player that's improving for us. So then, whilst there's been quite a bit of change, there's been a lot of opportunity given to those younger guys, and perhaps they wouldn't have got so early in their career, so which sort of stands us in good stead going into the next season. On the back of the change, obviously the clarity of our squad going forward is going to be one of those things that's going to be helpful for us coaches, so we know exactly our young spine. Obviously with Mitchell in there, sort of brings the age up, but it's one of those things that we'll go into the pre-season, we'll have a really good idea of who our back rows will be and our middle forwards, and we'll obviously add 1 or 2 more in there, but it's the clarity and the understanding of how we want to do things is going to be a big advantage going into the pre-season. I think the game that really tipped us and really gave us the confidence going forward was the Brisbane game. They were fully loaded up there in Brisbane. They're an enormously talented footy team, and to complete at 91%, to tackle the way we did on that night, certainly gave us a lot of confidence going forward, which then springboarded us into that last part of the season. We had a little bump there with Souths, but it was still only, there was 4 points in it, and we had 9 line breaks on that night. So again, a lot of lessons to come out of it for our young squad. So there's a lot of good things that we did and which built to that last part of the season, and it's something that we need to just continually work on when we come back in the new year. We worked on our Para Proud, that's what we call our culture, right from day one. We put a fair bit of time in the program towards it, and the players bought in from the start. Mitchell led the way, and Will Penasini and guys like that, they certainly led the way in regards to driving it. And Josh Addo-Carr's arrival certainly helped it as well. Obviously, he's got lots of energy and he's been there before in regards to a club in a similar situation, and he knew exactly what to expect, and he's really driven a lot of our standards and our energy. All the players have certainly bought into our culture, certainly bought into that family aspect of it, engaging with the members and the fans and our sponsors. We see that as a really important part of our culture. Our ex-players, we had a lot of those guys come in and share their stories, and the players have certainly enjoyed that, our learning environment, and then we obviously had our continuous improvement. The badge that we wear on our chest every week, that connects every single person and player that's been involved in the club, over since 1940 or 1946 really, and then we had our official inception in 1947. Peter Sterling, when he came in, spoke about, and one of the points that he made was that he's in his 60s now and he still walks out the house and feels like he's representing Parramatta, and that really landed with the players and myself, and and on the back of that we came up with the phrase that the badge connects us all, and really bought into it. So it's something that I think is super important in regards to remember your past and make sure you leave the place in a better place when you leave. So something we'll continue to drive, something we'll keep chipping away at. It never ends, it just continues to evolve, and we just need to work hard on it. They probably don't think it at the time, but they're riding it with the players, and the energy that they give the players certainly helps, in those tighter moments. And then obviously you get a little bit of an outlier game like the weekend, which they get to enjoy as well. So again, our members, fans, and our sponsors that turn up to watch us play is certainly a really big part of what we do. Yeah, I think going forward, whilst we did improve as the season went on and we had quite a strong finish in regards to our performances, it's certainly something that we're going to have to really work hard on over the pre-season. We've got a lot of work to do, both individually and as a footy team. And I think the biggest thing for us is that we just continue to improve each day, each week, and every time we come into training. So it's as far as next year's concerned, I'm not even looking that far ahead. I'm looking at November 3 when we first come back in, and the work that we need to do. I think we've got a good foundation there, but we need to turn it up a little bit in regards to the amount of work we get done, and obviously the players know exactly what they're walking into now. So it's important they turn up in good shape, and we're ready to go from day one.